Hi everyone. So on my last video, I went over my favorite music films of all time, music documentaries of all time, and I had mentioned that maybe I'll do my actual, non-music favorite films of all time. So I figure why not do that today. These are sort of in order, but not really in order. I found that films are a lot harder to rank, at least for me, because some of them I haven't seen in a long time. But I did my best, and these are just like the records, top 100 albums I did. These are just films that I own. So I'm sure there's stuff I'm forgetting that I do not own. There's no doubt about it. So I picked, I think there's 12 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Again, sort of in order. And I know this is a music channel or a record channel, but it's really just a channel of things that I love, although I won't get deep into sports or anything. And things that matter to me, obviously all the mental health stuff that I talk about. So here are my favorite movies. At number 12, I'm not even going to say the numbers. I'm just going to say what they are. So consider them sort of in order, as I already said. This is a movie called The Celebration. I saw this after seeing an interview with Beck at a company that I worked for in, I think it was 2000. Beck was interviewed in front of a lot of employees, and he was asked, I think, to name like his top 5 records, movies, books. He wouldn't answer any of those questions. But when he said, "All right, I'll give you one." I just saw the movie The Celebration, and I absolutely loved it. So that was this. I went out and I think rented it at my local video store in Brooklyn at the time, and was absolutely floored. It's dark. It's about a dysfunctional family. It came out, so it's in Danish. It came out, I don't even know, it doesn't say here. But this is a tremendous movie. I highly recommend it. I don't think it's very well known, and I only know it because Beck mentioned it. I need to rewatch it. A lot of these movies I need to rewatch. This, so I haven't opened it yet, and I just saw it for the first time not too long ago, and was just visually absolutely taken aback. And this is the movie In the Mood for Love. Sorry, I have something like on my lip or something. This came out in 2000. It's a Criterion movie. One of the most beautifully shot movies I've ever seen. This and I think The Tree of Life was a movie that really, from sort of a cinematography standpoint, just blew me away. But this takes place, it looks like, in Hong Kong. I just remember I was just totally mesmerized by the beauty of how this was shot. So In the Mood for Love came out in 2000, just a gorgeous, gorgeous film, and I bought it not too long ago, or I ordered it, because the Criterion Collection films can be hard to find, or maybe I'm just not looking hard enough, but just remarkable. So I guess we're into the top 10-ish now. This is really the first movie that I love that wasn't into kids movies, or I didn't watch, what is it, like animation as a kid. I never got, and I don't watch any like Disney movies. Star Wars is an animation, but I think I've watched 2 Star Wars movies. They just, fantasy, I guess, movies don't interest me, and I wish they did. Like I tried Game of Thrones, couldn't get through an episode. And I tried like 4 times, and every time I was just like, this is so boring to me. And I know I'm missing out on a lot, and I'm hoping that one day, almost like jazz, one day maybe I can turn a corner and start to get into movies like that. But as a kid, I think the only like animated shows, I loved the Jetsons and the Flintstones as a young kid. And then when I was, what year did this come out? This came out in 83, so I was 9 or 10. And we saw it in the movie theater in Manhattan. And I remember it was sort of like seeing Springsteen in 84 or 85 when I saw him. Opened my world to music. This opened my world to movies, and it is Terms of Endearment, which I got for $4. I don't know how well this holds up. I haven't seen it in probably 20 years, but I have seen it a few times, and I saw it not just when I was young, but as an adult, and I just absolutely love it. Jack Nicholson, Deborah Winger, Shirley MacLaine. Just a James Brooks movie. Just a tremendous story. Sorry, I'm eventually going to get whatever that is. I might just need to shave. So, Terms of Endearment, definitely a top 10 film for me. The next one came out not long ago. Oh, actually, God, it's been 13 years. 2008. The Darren Aronofsky film, The Wrestler. I think I saw this 5 times the year it came out. Obviously, it has the great Springsteen track, The Wrestler, which comes from one of his dud albums, which I can't ever remember the name of. Working on a Dream, that's the name. And this song's like buried at the end, and it's such a great song. The scene, Marissa Tomei, when she's in the bar having a drink with the main character, who's played by Mickey Rourke. I just love this movie, so much about it. Like when he's playing video games in the back of his van, like it's just, when he goes shopping for Mickey Rourke, I don't know him that well. I know that this was like his comeback movie, and it looks like it's sort of stalled there. I don't know that he's done much of note since, but I remember reading somewhere they said this character was made for Mickey Rourke, and man did he nail it. Just a phenomenal movie. Look at that old school, a Flickr mug. I used to love Flickr for housing my photos, not anymore. Next is one of a movie that's just very dear to my heart. Came out in 2004. Reminded me of me and a buddy of mine from college. It still does. He plays the cool guy. I play the nerdy, neurotic, OCD guy, and that's Sideways. I may have seen this movie more than any other movie. Let me see. No, that's not true. I'll get to one in a minute that I've seen like 20 times. Just hilarious. Acting is great. Sandra Oh is tremendous. Paul Giamatti. I love this movie so much. It makes me laugh. It's so true to life. Being in California, obviously the winery piece of it. My younger brother John and I, we've been saying since this came out, so we're on 17 years, that we were going to do this winery trip. I think he may have done it. But maybe my buddy Mark and I will do it. We should do it. Why not? Next, hey buddy. Dog's getting a little into it. See him in there? No. Next, this came out in 1991. A movie that my older brother, who I talk about a lot on this channel and have for the last few months, he turned me onto this movie. Or I can't remember who turned who onto the movie, but we both just absolutely loved it. I think it's Sean Penn. Is it his directorial debut? I think this is Sean Penn. Yeah. Based on the Bruce Springsteen song Highway Patrolman, The Indian Runner, with Viggo Mortensen, it's a star-studded cast. Who were the Patricia Arquette, Viggo Mortensen, David Morse. I loved him. I remember right after this came out, I was at a sushi restaurant in Manhattan, and David Morse walked in, and I think if I remember, he just picked something up and left. And I remember I wanted to talk. He was like a superstar to me because of this movie. Dennis Hopper, just a very powerful movie. I don't know how well this holds up. I'll have to watch it again. But I have a poster in my closet of the Indian Runner, of the film, because my brother and I loved it so much. This movie my brother definitely turned me on to. This came out in 1996. Wes Anderson's first movie, Bottle Rocket. Man, another true story. Right after this came out, I was working, so it was a company I worked at from 98 to 01, same company where I saw Beck interviewed. And I would go to a deli pretty often, like twice a week. And one day I sat down, and at the table next to me was Owen Wilson. Before it wasn't even really known. And I don't know if I just fudged this story because it sounded good, but I remember I think he was in a yellow jumpsuit, similar to the character in this movie. And I think he was there with like his agent and like a director or something. They were like talking movie stuff, and he just appeared so off the wall. He reminded me of this character. And just like David Morse, I didn't have the courage to say anything. And then Owen Wilson obviously became a huge actor for a long time. I don't know if he's still in movies, but this is just tremendous. I've seen this so many times. Never gets old. Another sip. Next, all these could be number one. I've seen this probably 5 or 6 times. Came out in 1997. This is really the peak period for me. Late 90s. I was living in New York. I was going to tons of movies. I would go to the Angelica. I don't know if that's still there. I think it's still there. I saw it there not too long ago. On Houston. I would go there almost every weekend, sometimes multiple times a day, sometimes on a Saturday and a Sunday. I would go on dates. I would go solo. I would go with my friend Brian. He and I saw a lot of movies. And just a lot of like art house theaters around New York. We were going all the time, and there was just so many good independent films coming out. But this one, The Ice Storm, the Adam Agoyan movie, a film by Ang Lee. Why did I think that this was Adam Agoyan? I'm getting to Adam Agoyan in a second. I'm mixing up directors. The Ice Storm, God, what a film. Kevin Kline, Tobey Maguire, Christina Ricci. Whatever happened to Christina Ricci? She's still making movies? Sigourney Weaver, Elijah Wood. Gorgeously shot in Connecticut. Just the images on the train, the storm, when they go into New York, just, man, what a movie. I cannot wait to watch this again. I might watch it tonight. Next, Being There, the Peter Sellers movie. This could easily be number one. This came out in 1979. I saw it probably 20 years ago for the first time. Was just floored. Chauncey the Gardener. I believe the Wilco's second record is named after this. And this is... I think Jeff Tweedy said that it was named after this, and it was because like Wilco had never been popular, and all of a sudden they were getting a lot of, I think what Jeff Tweedy deemed to be unexpected praise or something. Again, Jeff, if you're watching this, I'm just not even paraphrasing. I'm probably making some of this up. I don't think I'm making it up, but something to the effect of, similar to Chauncey the Gardener, who was like a simpleton who became president. I don't even know what a simpleton means, but I think that's what they referred to him as. Wilco was a little bit taken aback by their popularity, which is why they named, people hold them in such high regard, which is why they named their album Being There. I think that's the story. Man, I should have done some better prep for that one. So this is the Adam McGoyan film that I was referring to. Now I got 3 left. This came out, man, they make it really hard to find the dates on these boxes. Also 1997, probably my favorite. 1997 was, I'm going to do a video on 1997 because it was probably my favorite year for music and movies. I mean, when I think of the records that came out that year, Old 97's Too Far to Care, Richard Buckner, Devotion and Doubt. I think there was an Elliott Smith record that year. It was just, there's a Steve Earle record. It was just the peak of sort of the scene that I was in. But this is the movie The Sweet Hereafter. Oh man, I mean, these movies are just so incredible. Story of a father estranged from his daughter. And it all takes place around a bus accident. Just small town, remarkable film. And I've seen it a number of times and just blows me away. 2 left. This is the movie that I've definitely seen most in my life. And what's funny is, I remember I saw it at the Angelica with the girl that I was dating at the time. And I remember walking out and she was like, so what'd you think? And I was like, wasn't even. And then I watched it again and again and again and again and many more times. And I've seen it, no joke, probably 15 times. Soundtrack's incredible. The acting's incredible. It's You Can Count on Me, which is Kenneth Lonergan's film. Kenneth Lonergan was my favorite director after this, just because of this film. And he released Margaret, which I was so on. My friend Ivy loved it. I need to go back and watch that again. And he was Manchester by the Sea, is that what it's called? Which I saw once or twice and really liked. But You Can Count on Me, Laura Linney, just incredible. Mark Ruffalo. Who else was in? Matthew Broderick, Rory Culkin. Just a great movie. Came out in 2000. And it's just beautiful soundtrack, beautiful shots of upstate New York. I don't know if that's where it's shot, but I think that's where it's supposed to be. And just, there's one scene, if you've seen it or if you haven't, when Mark Ruffalo comes back to his hometown to see his sister, and they meet at a restaurant, and they sort of sit down, and Mark Ruffalo is very uncomfortable because he's about to share some bad news with his sister. And there are like different pauses. I know this sounds very highbrow, but there are pauses like in between when he's going to say something and he's like, so can't sit still. And I remember just when I watched it the second or third time, I was like, man, that is so beautiful, so incredibly done, incredibly well done. Didn't force the narrative. It was just that scene. I get chills when I think about it because it just seems so true to life. That's that. Last one. Given what has happened in my life with my brother, I didn't really think about this before I grabbed it, and now I'm thinking about it as I'm about to show it, and it's obviously about a brother who loses a brother, which obviously I lost my brother in February. So I don't know that I could ever watch this movie again, or maybe it would be therapeutic, I don't know. But it is one of my favorite movies, and I can already tell right now that I can't say much about it, so I think I'm just going to say what it is and then wrap it up. Ordinary People, Robert Redford's film from 1980. Yeah, it's giving me a little bit much, so I'm going to leave that at that. Those are my favorites. I know I promised a giveaway. I don't know if these are stupid or not. I've only done the one, the Brent Best record. Next video, I promise, whatever that is, I will do a giveaway at the end. And I mentioned the only reason I'm doing it or I don't know if it's the only reason, but the reason I'm doing it is I have some duplicates of some records, and why not just give them out to some music-loving folks who are watching my videos. Last, again, if you subscribe, it's $1 to backline.care. You can look them up at that web address. We have now raised $750 some odd dollars. This will go through the end of the year. And that is all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there's some movies you saw that you have not seen that you will now go and see. And I would love to hear your favorites. I'm always looking for new movies, especially recently. I don't watch much TV anymore outside of baseball and some other sports because I generally can't find much that I like. That also sounds highbrow, but it's just true. I love Breaking Bad. I don't know how many years old that is. And a couple of their shows on HBO that are escaping me right now. But please feel free to share some recommendations, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good week.